Good morning, everybody. It's Josh here with Poor Boys, bringing you this week's What's Sold video. I got about 10 things going out, I think, and of course I want to talk to you a little bit about some stuff that I'm learning in my business that I'm going to use to help you grow your business. And this week I actually wanted to talk about finances. We still got a little bit of time until tax season and stuff, but if this is your first time running a new business, or you're brand new to reselling, or any kind of sales in general, it might be a good time just to give you a couple tips, maybe to help you when it comes tax time. If you already have this information prepared and ready, it'll make it way easier and smoother for you, and make sure you're saving as much money as possible, because that's the most important part, right? So if you don't already have some kind of little book, some people make Excel spreadsheets. You can do it a million different ways. You can, keep it on your computer. I like just a little handwritten book. And what I'm going to use this for is I'm going to use it for a variety of things. In here I have my mileage tracker, so I want to keep track of all my mileage that I drive in my vehicle. There's two ways you can do it. You can track the total mileage used each day, like 72 miles, 82 days, or 82 miles and the dates. Or you can track starting mileage and ending mileage, and plus the date that you drove your car. It's good to keep all that information in one of these books or somewhere, because if the IRS were to ever audit you, they're going to want some kind of information, and generally that's going to be some handwritten, paperwork that you keep yourself. If you keep one in your car, like a smaller one maybe, that you can jot your mileage down, that would be phenomenal. But that gives you about 60, I want to say it's like 62 to 64 cents per mile that you actually can save, which is quite a bit, especially if you're driving around hitting thrift stores all over the place. The next thing you're going to use this for is all of your inventory and purchases. Generally, I break it down by the day, the location that I went, how much I spent, and how many items I got. The way I keep track of my inventory is a price per item. So I want to keep a consistent tally of how much I'm spending, how many items I'm getting, and then the total cost or average per item. So when tax time comes, I will file taxes on the profit above what I average pay and what that individual item sold for. It's kind of a rougher way to do it, but when you're processing lots of inventory, it just seems like a more streamlined way and efficient way for me to do it. Also, what you can keep in your book here, and all this stuff is to help you save money and track expenses. Whenever you spend money on boxes, you spend money on poly mailer bags, you spend money on any kind of additional shipping supplies, my shelves I just bought to store my boxes, hangers, like any of those kind of little things that you might even forget about, your lint rollers, your labels, stuff like that. Keep track of those items. Once you grow and get bigger, you'll probably end up separating accounts, and you'll have your own credit card and everything. It'll make it way easier to keep track of it. But at this point in time, as a small operator or a small business, this is going to be your best friend. So keep track of all those additional expenses. Now, another thing to keep track of is if you buy 20 items and you get home and one of them has a big rip or tear, stain, damage to it, whatever, you throw it in the donate pile. Keep track of what inventory you've had to donate or get rid of because of issues, flaws, stuff like that, because that'll actually raise your average cost of goods up and help you save more money in the long run. So if you're just donating and getting rid of them, not even thinking about it, then that's just money you're kind of throwing down the drain there with most systems. So just make sure you keep a book. If you have any questions or anything on it, I'm not a tax professional by any means, so please take everything with a grain of salt and do your own research and stuff, but make sure you're keeping track of your money coming in, your money going out, any additional expenses that you think you could use, because when tax time comes, everybody over $600 is going to be getting a bill from the IRS. So if you've sold more than $600 this year, the IRS is going to want explanations for it, and say, I plan on selling, hopefully by the end of the year I'll be at like 40 or 50,000. They won't look at what eBay's taken out. They won't look at any of that really. They'll just look at the total number in, and then that's what they're going to send me a bill for if I don't claim it or file it on my taxes. So keep that in mind. You don't want to get yourself in a sticky situation there as far as that goes. So Friday going out, Saturday morning, I did sell my other Nashville Predators hockey jersey, and as you know, I just sold the Reebok one last week, and then I sold the Adidas one this week. So the hockey jerseys are going out. If you have any in your death pile, get them listed. Hockey jerseys are popular. right now, for whatever reason, I sold some more Miss Me jeans, and I sold this Mitchell & Ness 4XLB Grizzly shirt. I was actually pretty happy about that. The guy sent me a message. I'll throw it up here as well. It was just kind of funny. He kind of pulled some of the old moves, which I don't get flustered, or I don't let people's messages affect my decision-making process. So please don't let them either, because there is a lot of people out there that will try to pull tricks, tell you stories. My brother's dad and his entire family is legitimate gypsies. I feel weird saying it and telling you guys, it's not like my big gypsy wedding that you see on TV. They're like legit gypsies. Like she was born in the back of his grandmother's born in the back of a covered wagon. I don't think she ever had a social security number until she was in her like 40s or 50s. They kind of lived off grid. They hustled, and they hustled hard. They were really good at getting stuff for extremely cheap. And they would use a lot of the words and talking and stuff like that to be able to negotiate and barter those deals. So I learned a lot from them as a kid, and stuff like this doesn't affect me. But it was a pretty good point that he made, and I would have accepted the offer without a message. So just keep that in mind when you're getting a lot of those, because I've seen a few people posting about military veterans, like, hey, can you give me a veteran discount? And they give them 10% or something, and they're like, well, I was hoping for more like 50. And like, stop it, guys. You're being a little greedy. All right, so first thing going out is a Chico's Zenergy jacket. This is actually just a cool color. I actually thought this would sell faster than it did. Size 3. This sold for $20 even. It's pretty lightweight. It'll probably cost me about $5 a ship. This came from my estate liquidation, so this cost me $5. Sold it for $20. I'll probably make a whole $11 on it probably, or something. It's not a huge money maker by any means. And if you guys have time after I get done with what I'm going through here, I'll kind of show you what I did this week, and you can do it in your business as well. I kind of let me see, I'm trying to think of the right words to word it here. I reverse engineered what I need to do the rest of this month in order to make what I want to make. So I'll show you how to kind of reverse engineer your current sales, your current inventory, and you can kind of use it to figure out what you need to do to earn what you want to earn. And it's pretty simple, and it's best to do it at the end of the month, a rotational kind of basis, just see where you're at, how it's working, and see if anything's changing to keep track of it. I did it the middle of this month. I kind of bull jive, but I'm still early enough in my business and trying to grow it as fast as I can, where I'm not stressing to find minute details yet. But I think I'm actually starting to get to a point where I can start managing those minor details and manipulating them and working them to my advantage to help my business continue to grow faster and faster. But next up was this vintage Blackwater Bay sweater. It's a 2XL. It's got a little 1914 Wrigley Field embroidery patch on it, but that's all it is. This is a fleece sweater, very simple, Blackwater Bay. This actually sold for $22.90. It's actually really lightweight. It takes up the whole bag, but it's pretty lightweight. So that's not a bad deal there. I'm pretty sure a couple bucks somewhere. Let me see here. These were actually my old Under Armour pants here. These are golf pants. When I was at the car dealerships, we would walk a whole lot, so I would wear a very loose golf pant-like style and breathable, and these were phenomenal. I actually wore these so much, I don't know if you can tell here, I'll try to get in the camera, but there's a clear wear between here and here from the sun fading them. I used to, on average, my wife would, I came home one time and my wife was like, oh, I did, I don't know what it was, like 7,000 steps today. She went to the mall, the movies, whatever the case is. And it was like 7,000. And I was like, I bet I probably did more than that. And then I pulled out my phone. And I never checked it before ever. And I was at like 55,000 steps or something. And that was like a normal day in the car business. This was a brand new, is it? No, I lie. It's a used Paul Frederick. No, it is brand new. It's got the plates in it. Paul Frederick, just nice little striped button-up shirt. This actually sold for $27.54. Pretty nice looking shirt. Nothing crazy though. I sold a couple things, and the buyers haven't quite paid yet, so I'm kind of skipping over some of those as I go. I sold this Brooks Brothers fleece. It got me a whole $9 this shirt. I'm not sure the exact issue with it, but I know it's flawed or something. I had it listed for like 12 bucks and it's been for 2 months now. Now it's down to $9. I don't personally remember what the flaw is, but I know there's a flaw on it. But it's just an older polo shirt. It's pretty wore. I just kind of listed to get rid of it versus donating or something like that. I'd rather sell it for a few bucks than give it away. Because more than likely, I'd give it away to Goodwill, and then I would go back and pick it up when I was in there and be like, oh, snap. I'm sure it's happened to some of you. This is a Kenneth Cole awareness shirt. This was another one of my old shirts. And see, you can tell by the numbers if it was earlier on or later on in the last few months, which I've only been doing this, say 3.5 months now, so bear with me. But this was one of the first things I listed, and this was out of my closet. Anyways, that actually sold for $15. It's pretty good. If I ever go back to the car business or go back to finance, then I might have to buy some new clothes. Or I'll just start digging out of my huge inventory I have here now, right? This was a brand new with tags Lacoste 3XL sweater, a red one. I actually picked this up about last week at my regular little church thrift stores here. I go there all the time, and I'll tell you another story. I'll tell you right after this, actually. But anyways, this was brand new on tags, just sitting there. They got like the men's shirts on one side, and then the other side they always have just some random swimsuits, board shorts, you know, just random stuff that doesn't have a spot in their normal racks. Well, this was just sitting over there brand new with tags, I think for $5. Sold it for $40. I was pretty happy about that one. The next week I went back, as like I go every Tuesday is my day to go. So the next week I went back, and I've been looking for some Carhartt double knee pants for a while. That's been one of my like bolos I've been looking out for, because there's a lot of Carhartt out here, but I could not find any. I haven't had any luck. Well, this particular day I walked in and there's a pair right there, crisp, clean, nice, on that left side of the rack, same place the sweater was. I was like, what the heck, $4.50, done. I'm picking them up. Right behind them was another pair of camo Carhartt pants. So I was like, shoot, I'm snatching those too, because I'm planning on running some Carhartt specific shows and some Harley Davidson specific shows on Whatnot. So I've been picking up inventory. If it's reasonably priced, I'm picking it up, and I'm just going to throw it in a pile or throw it on eBay until I have that show, and then I'll pull it to sale. But anyways, I get home, I'm excited. Got these double knees. I go look them all up. I list them. I'll throw a picture up here. I list them for $75, I think. Pretty nice. And then I throw the other pants in the pile, and just whatever. So anyways, I'm going through my pile and I'm listing everything, and I get to these camo pants and I pull them up and I'm listing them. I'm looking at them and I'm like, man, these are double knee too. It's just a different style of double knee because they're older. So then I start looking at the tags and everything on them, start doing my research. They're made in '88. They have a union garment makers union stamp on the inside of the tag. So I know they're at least 80s or so. If you ever see that union stamp, I think most of the unions went out in maybe early 90s at the latest. I don't think there's really any more garment unions out there. But anyways, I could be wrong altogether on that. Don't judge me. Anyways, so I was pretty excited about that. I look them up. It's duck camo. There's like 8 pair listed. There's like 6 sold. All 6 of them have sold for like $170, $225, $250. So this random pair of pants that I snatched up just because they were Carhartt and they were next to my double knees are actually worth 3 times the amount of the double knees that I just picked up. So I'm kind of mind blown on that, and I'm hoping I'll sell them. I list them for $250, which I know that's high, but I'm expecting somebody to look like, I don't have any competition, so I don't really care. But anybody who's looking for a 40 by 32, you know, duck camo vintage Carhartt pants will find mine, and then I assume they'd send me an offer of $230. I figure most of them I've seen sold about $230, $225. So anywhere above that $200, I would be pretty happy. I should probably be happy with $15, but I'm gonna shoot for the $220, $230. I'll let you guys know how that goes along too. I sold this Lane Bryant pullover. It's a nice little jacket cardigan. It's a size 22, 24. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this yet. I tell you always to watch what the items are, and I try to show the pictures of me flat laying them so that you can see how I listed it. but also so you can pay attention to the designs and styles. So when I look through everything that's sold over the weekend before I start talking to you guys, everything is long sleeve. I don't think I had a single short sleeve item sell over the weekend. Oh, that Brooks Brothers shirt. But other than that Brooks Brothers shirt, everything was long sleeve and everything was pants. And I think even up until like Wednesday was the last time I showed something short sleeve or shorts. So winter is officially here, I think. We had a big cold front come through this week, so that got a lot of people thinking about pants and shirts and stuff like that, I think. Last weekend, I sold another pair of these. I think I got them together. They were both 34, 32s, but they were Aeropostale baggy, like wide leg pants. Just simple pants. These ones actually sold for more. The other pair sold for 15. These ones sold for 18. But it's got the nice, horrible, crinkly plastic bags. Like, these things drive me nuts. The only good thing about these ones is they are resealable, but it's not worth that noise to me. So, if you want some nice soft bags like these guys here, look in the below in the description, and I'll leave a link for them. They're made by Spartan Industrial. They're just phenomenally better, I think, and they hold up really well. I do notice some fading, discoloration after a period of time, but for the most part, those are the way to go, I think, as far as the bags go. All right, so what I was talking about is going back to your business and how to. Now, this is kind of like an informal, like, I don't know how to do this. I got 200 of you guys that view me, and only about 5 of you talk to me. So let's see here. So what I did is I kind of, and this is just so you can see my chicken scratch here. Don't judge my handwriting and stuff. But I went through, say, last month, and I look at my average daily inventory, about how many I finished with, roughly, minus a little bit, just about what your average daily inventory would be, how many items you sold, and then you kind of can divide those by each other, and mine comes out to be about 1/6. And then you look at your average sales price, minus $28.89. That generally includes shipping and fees and stuff like that. My actual bring home average is $17.31, which is not very high. I don't know, and you guys can let me know, kind of comparing it to yours. If you're in the clothing realm, where are you at as far as your average bring home is about? Mine's $17.31. My average cost of goods is about $3 something. So I'm probably $14 an item. So I need to be selling quite a few items a day in order to really get this fire going. But anyways, I can break that down, and then I look and say if I wanted to make 120K a year, that comes out to be about $328.76 daily, which at a $17.31 profit or bring home per item would be 19 sales a day. So I need to average about 19 to 20 sales a day. Currently with my 1,000 items, I'll be needing to list closer to 50, and that's probably why you see a lot of your bigger guys out there that are the pros. They're listing 50 a day, and they're selling, 20, 25 a day, and they have inventories of 10,000. Now, this is the part that is really throwing me for a loop with eBay. It's extremely unpredictable, and it's hard to exactly manage. So I'm thinking I'm selling 1/6 of my inventory, and I think they probably are too, honestly. And them pumping in 50 a day gives them that little bit of boost. But I think if I was listing 50 a day, I would match their sales numbers, even though I have a smaller inventory. But eventually that inventory is going to keep growing and growing and growing and growing until you have bukus of stuff that you can't get rid of, and it's been sitting for 6 months, and listings have gotten knocked off eBay, stuff like that. So it's hard to manage once you grow to that level. And I would rather sell 200 items a day if I had 20,000 items. That is a no-brainer to me. But I don't really want to sell 200 items a day either, because that creates an unreal workforce. So my plan is to grow it to where I can get to a steady number of sales, and then I'm going to slowly start implementing new items, slowly start implementing wholesale items, and higher dollar items, ideally. Less of them, but for more money. And that's just to try to keep my sales consistent, but I don't want to be putting as much work in once I get to a certain point, because I don't want to just grow until I explode. I want to grow to a certain point and then take the money from that and use it to grow other avenues or other sides of the business. But anyways, so you can look at how many items you currently have divided by that 1/6, which is what mine came out to be, and it gives me 166 sales for this month is what I'll come up to. And right now I think I'm at 79, so it's probably like right on key with my estimation just based on my 1,000 items in my inventory store. So if I list 25 additional a day, then that would give me an extra, let me see here, 15 daily gives me an extra $480 a month, or 80 sales, which is, I think is how it's written. I got it all written down here a little bit crazy here. But at the very bottom here, let me see, I'll try to zoom it in here. So I did, let me see here, October 15, currently at 75 sales based on the numbers above. At 20 listings a day, I should end at 166 plus 40, which 40 is the additional I would pick up from listing the 20 a day, which is still 1/6 of that 20. That's how I'm kind of doing it to make it make sense to me. 166 plus 40 equals 204. 204 at 1731 is 3531 bring home for the month, which is not where I want to be. I want to be closer to the 4. So in order to get to the 4, I need to be at 25 listings a day. So, like I said, it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of grind. It's a lot of dedication. But this is literally something that you can start with nothing and grow. I'm wanting to do I know a lot of people do series of buying a house and all this. I'm going to flip a fucking paper clip to a astronaut jet. But I'm not going to do anything crazy like that. Well, what I would like to do is I would like to take like a week or even a month and just do a straight grind. So if I make $200 today, I'm gonna take that $200 tomorrow, which on eBay it would have to be a day lag, but I would take that $200 and I'll just go and buy $200 of stuff, relist it, and then when, you know, whatever I make that day, I'll go the next day, spend that much money, and just keep doing that for like a week or, you know, a month, and just see how much I could accumulate and grow. But I got to be able to list those items in a day, and that's where I'm at now. It's really, really difficult to list an absorbent amount of items a day, and I think I'm a little probably too detailed on my listings. I spend too much time on them. I try to do them too high quality, but I think that's what separates me apart from a lot of the other sellers on there. I do plan on replacing my lighting. I'll show you a couple pictures real quick right here. Blues and yellows, a lot of them do not like being pictured on my flat lay with my current lighting setup and stuff. So I need to buy a big picture light. And I think I'm gonna mount it to the ceiling and point it straight down at it. And maybe like it'll work out better. It'll be, I'm just hoping it doesn't take up too much space and I can make everything efficiently fit in there. If you have any lights out there that you use yourself that aren't outrageous, please drop it in the comments. I'd be more than happy to check it out. Because I do need a nice big light for that. I just do not like my color. I want my colors to be on point. I need them to be pretty spot on. I don't want customers upset because they order something that they think is orange and they get it and it's red type deal. And I feel like I've been cutting it a little close here on some items because it's just the color match is off. I don't know what it is. I got a new iPhone, all the good stuff, but I don't know. You guys have any ideas on that? Let me know. But like always, I appreciate you stopping by. If you have any questions, anything I can answer for you, you got any tips, ideas, anything I can do better with my own stuff here, please let me know. I'm always learning, always growing, and I hope you are too. Let's see you next week, man.